What's going on? June with the Sushi Man, and in this video, I'll show you how to make a rainbow roll, which is basically a California roll but with an assortment of fish layered on top. And because of the different colors, it resembles a rainbow, hence the name. It's a great roll for those that like variety, and plus it's great for presentation. So if you're trying to impress someone with your sushi skills, then this is one you definitely should learn how to make. Alright, now let's jump right in. Now, really quick before we move on, I'm sure some of you know this already, but I started a newsletter fairly recently where I share recipes, insider tips, exclusive offers, product recommendations, dad jokes, and so much more. It's also a place where I'm a lot more personal and share behind the scenes things and what's happening in my life. I send it out every 2 weeks, and if you're enjoying my content here, then I'm sure you'll appreciate it. There's a link in the description below where you can subscribe. Alright, let's move on. First, the ingredients. Of course, the most important ingredient in any type of sushi is the sushi rice. And we'll only need about half a cup. And if you don't know how to make this, be sure to check out my sushi rice video for step-by-step instructions. And then we have 1/2 sheet of nori, which is dried seaweed. Avocado, and we'll only be using about 1/4 of one. A little bit of cucumber. I'll be cutting this 4-inch piece, but we'll only need like 1/4 of it. Couple sticks of kanikama, which is imitation crab meat. And then we're going to cut 1 slice each of maguro, sake, hamachi, and ebi. Now this ebi is cooked and prepped for sushi already, and if you want to learn how to do this, check out this video right over here. And then some masago, which are little tiny smelt roll that we'll be putting on top. And then of course wasabi, ginger, and soy sauce if you like. Alright, now let's start prepping. First, let's cut our vegetables. So I'm going to start with the cucumber, and there's multiple ways you could cut this. I personally like to peel it with a knife using a technique called katsuramuki, and then slice it into thin strips, but you can cut it into thicker sticks if you prefer. I have a detailed video on how to cut cucumber for sushi, so check that out if you want to learn these different ways. Okay, now let's cut our avocado. So for this, we're going to cut some to go inside the roll, but also some slices that'll go on top. And we'll use about 1/4 of this, but it depends on the size of the avocado. Not the best avocado, but let's see if we can make it work. Now I'm going to slice some really thin pieces first, about 6 or 7 of them. And then with the rest of this, we'll cut it into about 1/4 inch thick slices. Alright, now let's cut the fish. And we only need 1 slice of each that are about 1/4 of an inch in thickness. And they don't have to be too big, a tad smaller than the typical nigiri sushi size. Okay, watch. And that's pretty much it for the prep. Now, if you guys want a detailed, in-depth tutorial on cutting fish for sushi, then you'll probably be interested in my book. It's called How to Make Sushi at Home, a fundamental guide for beginners and beyond. Not only do I teach you how to cut fish, but how to source it, break it down into saku blocks, prep it correctly, and then of course using it to make sushi. And it's packed with all different types of recipes. Sashimi, nigiri, makizushi, chirashi, temaki, inari, tempura, I mean anything sushi related, it's in there. So if you're serious about leveling up your sushi making skills, then be sure to check out the links in the description below. Alright, back to the video. First, let's make sure we have everything in place. The sushi rice, bowl of cold water or tezu, nori, all our ingredients, cutting board, a makisu, and a clean towel. And we're going to use a makisu that's wrapped in plastic, since this will be an inside-out roll, which means the rice is on the outside. Watch my original how to roll sushi video to learn how to wrap this correctly. Alright, so make sure you have the makisu laid down with the sticks running horizontally. And if your makisu has a greenish side to it, make sure that's on top versus the tan side. This green side is flat, which makes the roll come out a little cleaner. Next, take the sheet of nori and with the rough side facing up, lay it down on the makisu horizontally. Now wet both hands, and then grab a ball of rice, about the size of an apple. Then spread it out evenly onto the nori all the way to the corners and edges. Now we're going to flip this over so that the seaweed side is on top, and then let's add in our fillings inside. So avocado, cucumber, and then kanikama. Now from here, we're going to bring this bottom part of the nori to the top of the ingredients by using this makisu. And we do this by holding the makisu with our thumbs and using our forefingers to hold the ingredients in place. And then wrap the nori around the fillings. Now at this point, the fillings inside should be fully wrapped, but this top part of the nori is still visible. From here, you want to pull on this top end of the makisu away from you while holding the roll with your other hand. This helps tighten the roll so that the fillings don't fall out. And then now we just continue rolling by taking this bottom end of the makisu and pulling it away from you. And then give it some even pressure from all sides. Okay, now we want to clean up the ends a bit by aligning the edge of the makisu to the end of the roll like this. And then push in on the rice. Do it for both sides. And there you go. That's your basic California roll. Now from here, we're going to layer the fish on top. So starting from one end, lay each piece onto the roll with a small gap in between. Now we're going to take these thin slices of avocado and we're going to fill in these gaps. I usually like to put 2, sometimes 3 slices in between. Okay, now let's get a sheet of plastic and we'll lightly wrap the roll from the top. And when you do this, try to have about 3 to 4 inches of extra plastic on this top part here. This will help when we cut later. Okay, now we use our makisu to apply some even pressure again, just to make sure that the fish and avocado is nicely wrapped onto the roll. Alright, now it's time to cut. Now, just like any other uramaki or inside out rolls, we're going to cut this into 8 pieces. And if you guys follow my channel, then you know how I like to cut it. I cut it right down the center first, and then each half into halves again, and then those quarters into halves again. I find this to be the easiest method to cut the roll into nice even pieces. And one thing to note here is do not cut this top part of the plastic. We want to keep this part intact so that the whole sheet comes off as one piece. Okay, watch. Now, as long as this top section isn't cut, then you can easily just pull this off as one clean sheet. This way you're not going in there and picking small pieces of plastic. Alright, now we're just going to plate this. And there you go. Such a pretty roll, isn't it? And this is a pretty standard rainbow roll, but you can always swap out the ingredients to your liking and make your own version of it. Alright, hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, then I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy this one right over here. At least YouTube thinks so. Thanks for watching, and as always, feel free to leave any questions or comments below. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you're enjoying my content. I'll see you on the next one. ありがとうございます。